Nifty
Yeah.
running.
I don't know what to play, so.
Bum, 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 bum.
Sorry, can we just load the previous turn because I did a mistake, so I am really bad with that.
Turn 7.
Yeah, turn 7. Thank you. Thank you.
Ah, il y avait un petit joker là. Oh.
Hello, Lewis. You ask me, hey, Discray, how come you don't seem to go for toxin sacks? Yeah, actually, that's a tech I probably should pick up. It's good versus infantry or monstrous creatures. There's a lot of good techs though to get. Yeah, I mean, I think this is only good for melee weapons and against infantry and monstrous creatures. So I have to, if I'm fighting just vehicles, it's not going to do anything for me. But yeah, if I'm fighting infantry or monstrous creatures, yeah, the toxin sacks will be nice. I think the key thing for me is like it, at least for my testing, at least the way I play Tyranids, I need to go 4 city in order to have a really big late game economy. You you do 3 city, but I feel like you fizzle out near the late game. Like you don't have the resources to constantly produce. Yeah, I feel like Tyranid wants to get early scouting, ideally, because they're a faction that can easily tech into whatever and recycle their units. So I think they have a huge advantage if you're able to identify what your opponent is trying to go for. Because a lot of times you can get, except for like Carnifex. Carnifex, you sort of have to be dedicated to it early. Like, I mean, Carnifex, because Carnifex require you to get so many different techs. So, like, that's the only, I think, hard thing to, you can't really tech into Carnifex, or back tech into Carnifex. You sort of have to go.
Do you get research if I kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So let me see here. Well, if you get a Tervagon, you can use the Termagants to get those early scouts in. But this is the big one. It's like Biowares and Zones. They're both very, very good at their counter matchup. But they're on the same tech tree. That's the sad part. Zones are very good for shutting down like vehicle builds. Usually what I do is if I go Biowars, if I see my opponents aren't going any infantry whatsoever, I just end up eating my Biowars for different units. So like, thing about Tyranids is you can't really, at the same time, you can't pick the wrong type of unit per se, because you could just be like, oh, I don't need Biowars, I'll just eat them for something else. And I like Sonic Scream more than the move thing, unless I'm going Carnifex. Like, I feel like the Sonic Scream is very powerful in combat. But like Tyranids start to pick up after turn 30. Like you have to be a little. Once you hit turn 30, they all have some very powerful stuff out. So, but they don't hit critical mass until like turn 35. You know, some wireweed here to get rid of. Yeah. And I like to get gray matter ASAP possible.
The Necron is on my side.
Yeah. He is on your side. Yeah, Sonic Scream is definitely very good. And what I like to do, my fourth base, I like to put it usually like in the middle or near, closer to my opponent's front, because the fourth base acts as also a tactical strong point for me. So even if, like, say they attack, if I lose the fourth base, there's no buildings invested in that base that early. And it only cost me 45 food, 45 influence. So because I have the tech for better founding cities, so there is an advantage. Like if they want to go for the fourth base because you put it in the middle of the map, but you have an opportunity to counter attack them. So okay. Ah, the camera moved and it misclicked me. Oh, that's annoying. Well, whatever. And the best outcome is like, if you find a relic in the middle of the map, that's like the best like place to put a forest city, because then you like protect the relic. Is the first base really worth it? Um, for 100%, because late game 3 base late game Necron or Tyranid doesn't scale super great, so I think it's worth it. You're able to produce a lot with 4 bases. You do have to build like loyalty building, but so what I want to do. to get my experience here. All right. Plus rocks. Okay. Usually what I do is go population. I mean, I think the thing is with Gladius, everybody has their preferences or what they think is best. There's some players that don't think building pop buildings and just keeping your bases at like 6 population is fine. There's people that don't build loyalty buildings. There's people that do build loyalty buildings. My strongest games have always been when I go for base Tyranids. And I usually like to go Raveners almost like 90% of the time, just because the mobility, they're able to clear wildlife quickly, level up your heroes. If you run into a certain build, and like the only time like I think Raveners kind of are, they fall off pretty bad is against Chaos because Hell Brutes and Forge Fiends. But usually with Chaos, I would default to zones and or extra scenes, like if I'm against the Chaos matchup. But other than that, like Raveners are really good. And this is the value of like a scout here. Like I have all this information. I see a lot of warriors, but I don't see armor upgrade or anything. But again, this is kind of like, I've never heard of this player, so maybe he doesn't know what upgrades to get, but it gives me good information at this point. I think we'll Put my base up. And yeah, you also want to get to Trigons pretty quickly. So I definitely have an advantage here because what I can do is I can kill his warriors and then jink my High Tyrant to screen them so that my Ravagers are safe to a counterattack. I mean, the Scarabs are not bad because that also screens his warriors, but unless he put something in that forest, which I don't think he did. And then I want to... All right. Um, Yes, the Bane bus is gonna be making its debut again. Of course. Yeah, so like I think what you want to do is you kill with the Raveners and then you will scream with the High Tyrant, and that way your Raveners sort of survive. Spill another Millenthorpe. All right.
What?
See, like this tier player is not respecting Raveners at all, and he's just getting killed. I do have a Termicon coming out. I do not have my Jink. So I'll lose a model from the Heavy Destroyer. Okay. Yeah, kind of. He doesn't have the upgrade, so this was not like I wouldn't do like against a really good player. I would not move my High Tyrant like that, but I don't feel like this guy's very good, so. So probably want to secure this relic. Seems like the play. Okay. So I could play it safe here. I think I'm gonna play it safe. We're just gonna create sentries. It's a Necron base up top. And then Bang Bus will move out with its cargo. Get some more Raveners. And probably want to go up this way. Trigons. Why I'm considered the black sheep? No, I mean, the thing is, the way you tell, usually in Gladius, if players are not that great, is like, if they go for a particular unit and they don't have the upgrades, because that's just like, you're making that unit way less effective. Unless you're doing something really weird. So with the Necron player, he's got a lot of warriors unupgraded. So again, if he had the armor up, I couldn't probably one-shot his stuff. So he lost, I think he lost like 4 warriors, 1, 2, and 2 scarabs. So yeah, he lost like half his, maybe, or at least 1/3 of his army. And I only lost the summon Termagant. So, you know, plus I got a bunch of map control. Oh, so Grom must have switched his faction at the last second. Because now it's showing he's Chaos. Yeah, so I would have went zones if I knew he switched to Chaos. Or at least get extra scenes.
Seems like infantry chaos.
Yeah. Just the Bang bus. We'll have a good time. Probably gonna start saving my influence for some items. How's it going with Sleepy Joe? By the way, are you talking about Joe Biden? I just think it's funny watching people trying to make excuses for Joe Biden. Like, you really want to fall on this hill, don't you? I just think it's like people, a lot of people have Trump uh, hate syndrome, like, and because they hate Donald Trump so much that they're willing to lie and make excuses and why they're gonna vote for Joe Biden or whatnot, and which is pretty sad. I'm Canadian, actually. Okay. Let's go. Oh, I wanted to buy stuff for my high tyrant. Yeah, I forgot. Whoops. All right. Next turn, we start building the Trigons. One, two, that's a dead scarab. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. Let's move the bang bus down. You kidding me? For reals? Oh, but I can't reach it. That's fine. Let's buy the combat items. I think actually because he's got a lot of heavy destroyers, I want to get armor. We're just sacking the Malins. How much am I to leveling? Huh. Okay. Taking your outposts because I can. There's nothing you can do about it. All right. So we could go air, but I think I want to go back to get the loyalty building. And then we'll figure out what we want to do. We know we're going to see Chaos Terminators, I think, eventually. Lictors also could be a great, good option. Oh no, I didn't go the movement route with my yeah, I'd probably go air. Yeah, I mean the movement buff from the High Tyrant's also really good. I mean, but it depends what type of player you are. Sonic Scream. Wow, shooting Termagants with heavy destroyers. Not a good move. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. The question is, our units are kind of not fully into position, but yeah. As much as I would love to just go in and nail these guys, I feel like I need to get my full force together. We can bait him out by going for this Termagant. Um, so I could Shink and bait him. Ooh. I didn't realize he had. Question is, how should I set up here? I think that's fine. I'm not completely trying to disrespect my opponent. No. He doesn't even have the upgrade for the heavy destroyer. So if he kills these two Raveners, then he's gonna lose like 5 heavy destroyers. So I'm definitely okay with losing 2 Raveners and to kill. Nicely, Bar Wars actually do okay damage versus the Scarabs, and the Bang Bus actually does good damage though. So also, if I get to level 5, I can Sonic Scream level 3. So if there's an opportunity for me to like do a big scream, we have that option. So you'll probably want to focus on these guys, but I will counter him with Raveners. Yeah, the Bang Bus will do its thing. Well, looks like that Ravener is going to live. So here's got to remember Gladius. He kills 1 Ravener, but then it's going to lose 4 units. So you gotta factor these things in when you figure out. Now he has that Overwatch barge there, which is fine. The force should cover me here. And then... Okay. So we will go here. Yeah, I won't go for it. I'll just level up my thing here. Do you want to start eating stuff? So let's make another trigon. Let's eat that. Go another that. Go another food thing. So you need also. Okay, so we have the first Trigon. Let's bring them closer to the battlefield. All right, so I mean he lost. Okay, he lost 2 heavy destroyers. He's gonna lose another heavy destroyer. So yeah, I mean 3, 4 scarab for 1 revener. So again, I'm still winning. You know, winning these battles constantly. I don't want to see just base until the Trigons get here. And we go. Niffy, I'm gonna send a Trigon down south to you. Oh, I can add my hero building back next turn. Gives me 2 biomass and 1 loyalty. the HP relic. I guess we'll keep this Ravener. All right, maybe a little bit Cavalier. Oh, he did the wrong order. One, two, three. Cryptic? I mean, yeah, Cryptic's good in any matchup, but you have to keep the Cryptic alive, though. That's. Oh. That gives me the tools. Why can't I move here? I don't get it. Oh, because this is one unit. Okay, so we'll do this. Chink. And that is how you kill a Necron. Trisco has entered the chat. I should probably hit this Necron base, like literally, but I'm patiently waiting for the Trigon to get to the front line. You cannot run from me. Yeah, I think we go siege or get into position to siege the Necron base. There you go. Stop producing that. Build another one of those. Okay. All right, this base is going down, bro. Oh, we got a prince with the sword.
It's a dead prince. I don't know why he went in. That was just stupid.
All right. How do we want to go about? Wow, base is not even defended. Okay. Oh, it's not enough. There's a big bus might be able to pull through for us. Oh, not the scarabs. Alright, so this base is his influence rapid rise base, I guess. So he won't be able to rapid rise. I don't know, he might be just saying I'm gonna get a mono and beat you, but I don't think a mono is gonna beat me. Yeah, I guess my build is more like um I play more for uh I play more for the late game turn. Like, I mean, late game is like, if you do late game well, it's almost like a guarantee win if you do your late game well. this. Let us show love with our Trigons. Ah, too bad. I was hoping for a better late game battle, but they pooped out. They took too many losses in the open. So once you build that first loyalty building in here, you know, you're almost at positive loyalty. But yeah, if you look at the charts, you're always going to probably be number one at eco Tyranids if you do 4 bases. So right there. And beating Astra Militarum is not easy. I mean, Astra Militarum has the edicts, so they can really, and we still beat them in economy. Yeah, military. So it might look like, gee, why is your military so much bigger than everybody else's? The heroes play a big part of it. The heroes definitely make your military a lot more powerful. I mean, the guy went all heavy destroyers, so it the Raveners sort of. I mean, heavies destroyers can do okay damage versus Raveners, but I feel like Raveners still win that matchup fairly easy. I think the key thing with Tyranids is you got to consolidate your forces into a nice kind of counter death ball or alpha strike death ball. You don't want to like send piecemeal your stuff. You want to, like, the ideal way to attack with Tyranids is to do it in a nice big concentrated wave attack, and ideally flanking. If you can get your units more on the flanks, then you got more angles. Where they get shut down is like on choke points or choke points and bad terrain. They like to fight in the Tyranids loves to fight in forests, not so much in the open. I think the open is their unless you have overwhelming superiority. I do like going Prime versus Necron because if they do rush the monos, Prime is a great answer. Also, Prime is actually pretty good against heavy destroyers too. We didn't use Sonic Scream at all this game.
Anyway, good game. Thanks for the game.
Yep.
Do you want to do 1v1 this quiet?
I only have 2 hours, so we might not have enough time.
Okay, no problem.
Tyranids hates fighting in Waterworld. Yeah, I think the thing for me is, I'll tell you guys why I hate, like, I like Biowars. Okay, so here's my thinking. You go Biowars if you're being rushed, and if the rush is infantry, obviously Biowars. But I feel like zones are stronger overall with paroxysm. You can shut down tanks easy, and they do good damage against like Hellbrutes and all that. But I think Biowars should be a counter pick, meaning only build these if you scout your opponent early. Then they're going infantry, or they're rushing you with infantry. Then you pick this up right away. I think the safe play is to pick up the zones. If you scout later, plus 30 in the game, you see just infantry, then you back tech to Biowars. That seems probably... The only thing is, like, when you go early Biowars, you can load up the Bang Bus with juicy spores. So that's kind of the nice thing. But I feel like zones are a really good support anti-vehicle. What if you pick gargoyles? Gargoyles are interesting. Yeah, they're cheaper. They have jump. They're move 3, but with jump. Raveners. The thing about Raveners is they can kill. They're a very versatile unit. The mobility is way better on a Ravener. 5 movement. The move through cover. And they're able to do decent damage for pretty much all units except maybe Hellbrute and Molorfiend. But so it's like, I think unless you're getting rushed, you always want to go Raveners because you kill wildlife very fast. It's very mobile, and so your allies getting attacked, you can actually help them. You know, with 5 movement, move through cover units, you can get to your ally quickly. Whereas if you go Hive Guard, you can't. If you go Gargoyles, you can't really, because even with the jump, it's 4 movement, and they're not moved through cover, I don't think. So no. But like as I'm playing the game more, I always struggle. Like, do I go zones? Do I go Biowars? Do I get extra scenes? Do I get the bio? These are hard choices to make, but I think that the best way to play, like Toxins is great. If you see monsters or infantry, and yeah, if you invest a lot in Raveners, then that would have been. This game was weird because the Necron Warrior. Well, he did go Heavy Destroyer. So in hindsight, I should have picked up Toxin Sacks because he did go lots of warriors, and this would have done more damage to the Heavy Destroyer. But I think zones are, again, so Biowars, if your opponent goes just vehicle, then you're not really, you're in a bad position. Even if you stack the Biowars, if you build them early, if it's just mech army, where zones, they're like insurance in case, okay, he's going hero or he's going mech, it's going to work out good. And I think the wild cards really with Tyranid is going getting a couple extra scenes or a couple Meliceptors before the Trigon. So basically, you don't pick up gray matter first. You pick up either extra scene or Meliceptor. And the reason why you want to pick up one of those slots first before gray matter is so you can start building them. And because Trigon is pretty close to the next tech, once you get Trigon unlocked, you want to spam Trigons, like at least 3 or 4 to build the tunnel network. But the Exorcine and Meliceptors, I believe, are your advantage in a skill level matchup. Like if you're engaging that first big engagement, having 2 extra scenes or 2 Meliceptors is huge. Meliceptors can give you more buff, so your units don't die, and if you get the Alpha Strike in, you can do a lot of damage with Meliceptors. Likewise, extra scenes, great unit. Overwatch capability, excellent. So I think that's what, like, the bioweapon is super great, not gonna lie. But if I had my choice of having 2 extra scenes or 2 Meliceptors or upgrade for my Raveners, I rather have the 2 extra scenes or 2 Meliceptors. You can always go back in the game and pick up bioweapon symbiosis. I mean, usually after you get Trigon, I usually pick up the loyalty building. That's a possible time to pick up that. But I think that's the key. The nice part about extra scenes and Meliceptors, they don't really go. They don't go. They go the distance when you build them. Like, they're not going to go out of date. Extra scenes are always good throughout the whole entire game. It's a good solid unit. It's an expensive unit, but it's a good unit. I mean, you could say, oh, the Trinifex replaces it, of course, but Trinifex is tier 9, so that's a long time before you get that. And thanks again. Yeah, the thing is, like, it's hard to teach new players how to tech, and like I think the next level of Gladius is when you can start counter back teching somebody. And what I mean by that is, like, when you identify their exact build, what they're doing, and either you're teching in the right rock paper scissor unit, or you back tech and then start producing that unit. But you can make assumptions. Like, say if I'm playing Chaos, I definitely want to get zones and exorcines, like 100%. But when you're playing a more rounded faction like Space Marine, that's the big what if. Like, are they going vehicle? Are they going mixed build? Are they going, greed build into double hero? So these are, this is where, the tech tree can kind of, I think Biowars should be a back tech though. Unless you know for sure, like, okay, unless if you're playing Dark Elder, no, then you want to go Biowars, like, and a lot, 3 or 4 Biowares. Yeah, that's the only matchup where, like, I would say automatically get to Biowars and produce them is like Dark Elder. But like, you could sometimes go early Biowars and guess right, and they're going infantry. But the thing is, yeah, I know you're saying don't go Raveners. Then you have a free slot to get zones and Biowares. But like I said earlier, I think Raveners are your best. Like, if you're not harassed, if you're not being rushed as a Tyranid player, to me it doesn't make any sense not to go Raveners, because A, you can help your allies in a game. B, you clear wildlife super fast, meaning you're leveling up your heroes, you're gaining science from your Melanthorps. Hive guards are not going to kill wildlife fast, and they move too slow. Same with the tongue monster. I can't say the name. So yes, I understand you have to pick up this extra tech, which makes it a hard choice, because Biowars end zones would be great. Hermagonts are also not bad. I think they're 4 movement, melee only though. They have the move through river, like, cover as well. But they're decent against infantry with the toxin stacks upgrade. So I guess, I mean, they're cheaper than gargoyles as well. So if you like substitute Raveners for Hormagaunts, perhaps, because they do kill wildlife fairly fast when you get them upgraded. Not as good as Raveners, but like decent. It's that mobility and killing wildlife fast is what I want. So, like, I guess I could try maybe no Raveners and with Hormagaunts. But I might only do 2 barracks for that build, because it's like, do you really want 3 barracks for Hormagaunts? That's like, I mean, you produce a lot of Hormagaunts. Where you could do 2 barracks and 2 brood nests, and then you could go more maybe into exorcines production, or a Carnifex build. So I don't know. That's the thing. I feel, yeah, if you don't go Raveners, I almost like then want to go into Carnifexes. That would be an interesting build to try though. Hormagaunts instead of Raveners. That frees up where you can get zones and Biowares. So then, if you go Carnifex, then you gotta back tech 1. You have to get the bone mace. Oh no, you're getting the bone mace if you get Carnifex. Don't go Raveners, and you can get Giga Hives. Yeah, I mean, actually, I would say Carnifexes are good. They're definitely. And then if you get to here, you got to get the extra thing for Carnifex. Yeah, we could try. You know what? Next game I play, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go Hormagaunts to replace Raveners. 2 barracks, but with 2 brood hunts in the main. So that means we're gonna have like 5 brood hunts. Because we're gonna have 3 in the other expansion. And what we could do is like, yeah, we could go zones plus the Carnifex mace. And yeah, focus on Carnifex zones. You got the Turvy for Termagant production. Yeah, so that definitely could work. And I mean, here's the thing: Carnifexes are really good in the mid game. Like that's the thing that I noticed with my build is my mid game isn't super great. And I think if I tried this other build, the thing that we like, Hormagaunts can still move through cover, move through river. They can also kind of get to your allies' base quickly. And then if High Tyrant is buffed with the movement thing, just keep the Carnifex near the High Tyrant, and then they can buff the Carnifexes quicker. So yeah, I think I mean that used to be like on 1v1 tiny maps. I would go Hormagaunts into Carnifex, and that was very strong. Like I think that build is way stronger than like for the middle game than what I'm doing currently. Raveners are great, but like if the army is very the army that you're fighting inside good terrain, or they're death balled very tightly with high armor, Raveners can kind of get shut down in that regard. They're excellent versus like that first matchup we faced Necron, where we were fighting mostly in cover and we were just one-shotting the Necron warriors. That's where Raveners are the bread and butter, basically. If they can one-shot units, then that's the best. And I should have picked up I should have picked up the Toxin Sack, but and the nice thing about if you go Carnifex, you don't necessarily have to get Meliceptors or Extracines, because Carnifex are as good. So then you can still go Gray Matter, still get the bio, or you probably want you want the additional. So great, that's the problem. Gray Matter is just so good for Force City. Because if we look at our economy, right? This base alone is producing almost 30 food per turn. So I'll just show you, if I were to disband the city, just we're plus 31, 46 science, and 40 influence. Let's see how much our food goes down. So 31 to 9. So you see, our science and influence kind of stay the same, but losing 31, that's a lot of food. And the fact is, I mean, it can keep scaling the more buildings we build. But the other point is that tactical advantage of when you put that Force City out more on the map, you can use it as a point on the map where you can hide your counterattack army behind it. And so it gives you kind of a safe zone. So I really like that. So I know not everybody's on the Force City Tyranid page, but I just showed you right there, like, we do have a substantial biomass advantage. And yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to. The thing that I should start doing. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this. I build this. Yeah, I like building the second Melanthorpe kind of building, and I think that works really well producing those zones when I go the zone route. But it gives you that because we go birthing canals, we get that buff from birthing canals, and it instead of 6 science, it's 4 science. So you're just losing 2 science, but you have added production, which can be nice because even your Melanthorpes can be used as a rapid rise kind of thing when you're eating them. But yeah, I'm interested to try the Carnifex Hormigaunt build. I think it's be pretty powerful. Because here's the thing, the meta that I'm seeing a lot, at least playing currently, is a lot of people like to go vehicle, and I think that's. I mean, I haven't played Tyranids for a while, and I'm always feeling like the vehicles are somewhat hard for me to deal with in the mid game, and I think if I did the Carnifex build, I have no problem dealing with vehicles. Etrisco says with toxin sacks they're good versus infantry. Yeah, Hormagaunts. Yeah. Do you go back to for T2 scavenger? Well, let's see how much a difference, because we're like quite late in the game, although I haven't been building anything. Wait, dude. Okay, I want to keep my base. We're gonna research the scavenger tech to see how much our economy goes up by. So the scavenger tech is resource building. So I guess that includes. Does that include influence buildings? Let me see. Reduce the influence of resource buildings. It should, I think. All right, so we're plus 31 and plus 40 and 46. So what this should do is it should up my influence. So we're at plus 40. So let's just end turn and see how much of scavenger tech does it boost me up by. If it doesn't boost me up more than, oh shit, we gotta wait 2 minutes. Okay, well, I'll just keep talking here. Let's do the chat. How much of a boost do you think my influence will go by getting this tech? I have not a lot of resource buildings in the main, pretty much none. In this one, like 2 resource buildings. So really, it's mainly that expansion and this expansion. Just so it's about a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings, I think, plus the science building, so 9. So yeah, I think it might go up by 4 here, or maybe 8. I don't know. Going up by 8, I guess it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I think rushing the population building, that I think makes a big difference. But I think, yeah, the loyalty buildings are, I think, very critical if you do 4 bases. If you want to scale to late game. But you got 3 production buildings there, and you've got 3 there. Brew nest, that's 6 plus 2 expansions, 7 to 8 plus the hero. But the thing you gotta remember is the expansion buildings. If you have a lot of food, you could just build those to rush out your other stuff. So it went up by 8. Yeah, I mean, it's not, hey, that's an icon basically. So, but the thing is, you gotta, I guess you gotta value how much that is. But yeah, I would just, I'm gonna end the stream here, but I would say is like when you get into very high level play, yes, being tactically good with your troops, very important, but also, configuring your techs and what you're trying to do. And I think the very best players that play the game, if they're able to identify your certain build, counter you either with stun grenades or have some sort of plan. And I think Tyranids is one of those factions where they have the capability to counter people quite effectively, but you have to be smart with the techs that you're picking, and then you have like a pseudo rapid rise by sacking stuff. So, but I'm interested. I think the Carnifex build, Hormigaunt build, is really good. Now, I've seen some people build like 6 brew nests, and just mass Raveners. See, that can work if your enemy's going like mass infantry or mass, like the moment if your enemy has like tanky stuff like barges and stuff like that, unless you have like you win the Alpha Strike war, I think it's not worth, like, because I also see Tyranid players do like 6 brood nests and they just mass one particular unit. I think the problem for me with that strategy is like if the enemy guesses right, or if they do tech back to the counter pick for Raveners, then you're in such a bad position. That's the only thing I don't like. Now, if the opponent doesn't, and you do get the Alpha Strike off with your like 20 Raveners, then yeah, you're gonna win the game. But I just feel like against a really good player, those builds tend to not work, especially if the new player, like I said, back techs or picks the right unit first Ravener. Okay, anyways, that's gonna be it. That was a lot of theory crafting there.